Hey guys, my name is Rawelo Kennedy Mfuke. With the struggling economy in South Africa, there's been a lot of ways for us to come up, in which Tito Mboweni said that the answer to this problem could be small businesses. However, today we'll be talking about small businesses that are currently established in the VAR, to hear about the social issues they're facing, to hear about the ways that how they're going to get up and how to break out into a specific market. Enjoy the show. As we meet in the panel, let everybody introduce themselves.
Okay, my name is Dan Stanley and I represent Coffee Cider.
Hi, I'm Deslan Fernando and I'm representing Fruity Juice.
Hi, my name is Leboham Gwena and I am Mr. Chaser himself, the founder of the Chaser brand.
Here we have three diverse different brands. Can you tell us a bit about your business? What made you start? Who are you? What are you?
Okay, so looking into the history of Coffee Cider, we are a company that simply deals with coffee, right? So we're trying to change the perspective that people have about coffee. So all in all, our normal conventional coffee is usually hot. And that's the question, why is it hot? So sitting down as entrepreneurs, we came about to make coffee cold, changing the perspective of why is it hot, right? So at the moment we have two drink services that we have, right? One being our virgin coffee tails, and then we also have assachinos. They are basically cold coffee, but they are unique in their own different way. So basically the whole notion behind it is to change the perspective of coffee and serve it in a luxurious way that is appealing and affordable to everyone, right? Because our target market is the middle class and the lower class, simply because luxurious products are usually made for the upper class. Why not also give the middle and the lower a taste of luxury, right? So we are based in the VUT campus as of now. Our operating hours are from 8 up until 4:30 in the afternoons, right? And then also another thing is that we not just want to sell coffee. We don't want to limit ourselves to the beverages. So our whole concept is that we want to be mobile. We want to bring the coffee to you. That adds convenience to the customer, and it also guarantees a happy customer. And also the last thing that is unique about us is that we plan to grow with the students of VUT, like supporting sports, sponsoring their sports, as in soccer, pool, and netball. So everyone gets to benefit of the platform of Coffee Cider. That's it.
All right, Fruity.
Hi again. Well, we go by the name Fruity Juice, like the name suggests. We deal with juices basically. Looking at South Africa, in 2014, South African was rated one of the highest rate in hypertension. We basically have 440 people have stroke every day, 210 people die daily from chronic-related diseases. So Fruit came on the aim to say, why not providing a better solution? Why not trying to prevent those premature deaths? So we came with the product, Fruity Juice, the smoothies, the slashes, the cocktails, all based on fruity, organic juices. That's our aim. And with the motto being undeniably healthy, we believe that the best gift one can give to humanity is healthy. And our target markets are quite simple. We have two different customer segments. Number one is the relationship seekers. Those are the ones that are basically their students. They believe on brand, they love promotion, they love things for free, basically. And then we have the second one, which is the convenience seeker. We're talking about the upper class. They are more about convenience and they give a longer term referral. So we how to plan to merge the two by providing number one, affordable products. Number two, customer satisfaction is our priority. We make sure that the customer is satisfied with our product. The last one, which is quality and accessibility of it as well. By accessibility, we mean that we're here on campus, and also we make sure that we're able to at least deliver on office for now in terms of our challenges that we're facing. But this is what makes us unique. The quality is the satisfaction, the accessibility and affordability. looking at working with students, we're trying to make sure that our product is not too expensive, it's not too cheap, just right the price that gives us enough to provide quality and at the same time makes us also give us a profit. With that being said, basically when you look at fruit, teachers talk about healthy. That's just what we want to provide to people. We want to provide a healthy and a simple lifestyle. We want to change the lifestyle of everybody that believes that being healthy it's greater than health than being wealthy. Yes.
Mr. Chaser.
Hi again. Well, first of all, wow, the chase, how it came about. It was established 2016, but before that we had like a brand, we had another brand that we were doing, but then it failed, you know. So what I saw was like, okay, I think I'm the only one that wanted to push this thing more than anyone else because of the passion that I had. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start it. It started as me just printing my products and stuff like that, my items, and then people started saying, okay, wow, you're doing this now, and are you alone and stuff like that. Yes, I started off alone, and as I said, it was established in 2016. The Chaser is a street brand inspired by a lot of brands like Escort. It's also inspired by, there's a brand called Sabali, by the way, in Val. Shout outs to Melo. And it's also inspired by big brands like Nike and Adidas. You know, that's where actually we want to get to. You know, but obviously we have to start very small. The Chaser, it's so unique in a way that it tries to be a form of how people are going to see my brand, you know, whereby it's local first of all, you know, and it inspires all the young people to chase their dreams, every young people that wants to chase their dreams, you know, because we all have dreams after all, and then depending on how the market, on how we've had on how we've seen the market, it's been amazing. But then the Chaser, I believe it'll be one of the biggest brands in 4 or 5 years. Where else we're trying to push. Right now I have a partner, it's my cousin. I didn't have a partner before that. I only started recently having a partner now. And I believe that one day it'll also be as big as any other big brand.
Look, I want to ask something, but it's going to be a two-part question, which the first part would be to Coffee Side and Fruity, right? As you all sit here, we are in the Val. How did you establish your business in your respective markets in a location where it's believed there is no culture, where there is no market for your coffee and also for your fruity, judging on the atmosphere of where we are? How did you go about that? Can you walk us through that?
Okay, for me, to that question is that, firstly, you talked about the culture, right? You said it's very difficult penetrating into the market. And first things first, if your product is unique, that already speaks volumes on its own. And it's not only that your product should be unique, there should be like some sort of culture that also supports the uniqueness of the product, right? And also once you start planting it in a place like VUT and everyone starts catching on what it is, it actually becomes more easier for you to bring more customers in and get everyone to jump on the loop. And also to support that too, you need your media, you need marketing, because you constantly need to communicate the vision of what your business is. And people need to relate to that vision. Once they relate, they're already on the loop. Everything is done for you. Now you have a secured market base and that's it. But one thing that's very important is that you need to let your customers know. Customers won't fly from the sky and start supporting your business. You need to be in their faces. You need to be aggressive. And that's how simply you break a market. And also studying the students too, you need to make sure that your products are set according to their pockets, right? You just need to make it right and, what's that word, affordable to them, because you can't come into a market whereby you're serving for the middle or the lower income group and then you charge prices that are set for the upper income group. That's going to be it's going to fail. So before that, you first need to start study your market and see how you can bring your culture and your vision into your market, and that's it.
Well, for us, it wasn't that difficult, I would say. But what we did is what any other business would do. We did a research first. We did, I think, 1 month research. We interviewed a couple of students. That was approximately 576 students, with the basic questions to say that, do you think that we have health options on campus? Do you think that, you know, do you like fruits? Do you buy smoothies? The basic things. With that data that we got, it gave us an indication that there is market and there is a gap, actually. Because basically what we do in business, three of us, I believe, it's actually just finding a gap and provide a value solution to it, and in the process making profit of it. Yeah. Our aim is to solve a problem. Yeah. That's our aim here. To solve a problem, and in the process of solving a problem, we are getting something as well. So that's what we did. Then it was just a matter of now, okay, let's now bring the product, let's now start. So we did couple of free samples so that people can get used to the product, and also involving people who are into healthy. It was not that difficult. We had to partner with, for example, school clinic to bring it in, and as well as people doing exercise, sports, and all that. So when you incorporate all that support structure, it's easy to establish a culture, because I believe culture is something that's just made of habit. So we can develop a new habit. As much as you used to, let's say, you used to start at 10 p.m., you can easily change to start at 8 p.m. It takes you 30 days to create a new habit. So we believe that, three of us, we believe that all our business comes with its own culture, and we believe that slowly by providing that to the customer and the quality of our products, what makes us unique, we can engage students to change in their lifestyle. At Fruity, we believe that we can change lifestyle. And the reason that we are targeting especially students is because we want to change the society. We want to change the lifestyle of society. By me targeting students, I believe that in 2-3 years, I have a home that are health conscious. And if I have a home that are health conscious, I have a kid that is health conscious. And then that changed the entire generation itself.
Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you out
Yes.
quick. That was a very good point. I just want to just get to this question quick to play on time. I want to ask my second part of the question, which has to be to Mr. Chaser.
Okay.
You are in a market which we can say, okay, or which could be said, let's rather say that. Which could be said.
Okay.
It's over congested. How do you break out in a market that has so much competition that is already circulating?
Well, first of all, there's a lot of local brands, you know, and ever since I'm from Klerksdorp, by the way, in Northwest, and it was really difficult for me to actually start establishing my brand in the Vaal. Where else I came in here in the Vaal, and there was a lot of brands. Like I said, there's really a lot of brands in the Vaal, and even on campus, I've seen a lot of brands been promoted and been posted and all like that. But then what I thought was like, depending on how I'm going to break the market here, is I'm going to check how many people are actually are actually supporting local brands, and the market that we're in is very competitive. Since there's a lot of brands, we have to be very, very flexible, and well, in terms of selling, a lot of people, we have social media platforms where we have our pages on Facebook and on Instagram, and you can also contact us on WhatsApp. And since in the Vaal, actually, there's quite a lot of people that actually know my brand now, and I'm hoping at least in the next 2 or 3 years, everyone would know the brand, The Chaser. This is one of the things that we're really fighting, and the way we do our promotions, it's how we get to people. Like I said, we have social media platforms. We're trying to get more followers. We're trying to get people where The Chaser. And on campus, I'm trying to get people to wear my brand, you know, and even give away freebies to people that are actually influential on campus. You know, I think that's how I'm actually going to break into the market again. But other than that, I believe it's been really hard for me to break into the market while I'm in the farm. But at home, it's my home, everybody knows me, and that's when I was like, you know what, I have to start breaking in other provinces, and I think in the next 2 or 3 years I'll be able to do that.
Perfect. And here, as we're sitting with you guys here, you guys are 3 people pushing brands. You guys might have partners, you might have things you're pushing your own, let's call it hustles, okay?
Yeah.
As a student, most of you here, or all of us are students in this specific part. As a student, how are you juggling your social life, going to school, having deadlines, and still having to break even, to still being able to pass that margin of saying, I am making money while I am doing what I'm actually here for? What are some of the challenges you guys are facing?
Oh, okay. On that, well, this is me. Basically, my social life is very busy. You know, it's my school, it's my brand. I'm a dancer as well, so it's very busy. But when it comes to school and managing my brand, it's been very difficult. I think one of the years where I faced challenge was 2017, where I had just established my brand, and it was very difficult for me to actually focus on my brand and school at the same time. So 2017 has been really hard, where I failed all my modules, which was not good, you know. And since it was a thing of, I came here for school, you know, but at the same time, while I was here, there are other ideas that I had for myself, which is my brand. And in terms of selling, like I said, I sell my stuff social media platforms. You know, you can order your stuff on Facebook. You can DM me on Instagram, or you can WhatsApp us, and then we will actually deliver. So how it works? It's from every Mondays. I take orders in every Mondays, and from Monday until Thursdays, it's production. And then after that, from Friday until the next Monday, it's deliveries. But sometimes I face challenges. I can't make deliveries where else I'll be writing, or I'll be having a class that I have to go to. Well, all classes are important, so I always have to go to classes. But then at the same time, I'll get orders while I'm in class, and people would want stuff like right now. That's one of the challenges that I'm actually facing, where people would want stuff, the product right now. And I don't have that at the moment because I'm still an established company, you know. So I'm trying to get production where else I would have my stuff with me, and then people would actually buy it right now.
Yeah.
Not when it's gonna be that thing where they have to order first and then they have to wait 7 days to actually get the product. So I think for me, it's quite a big challenge when it comes to managing my life and my business. Yeah.
Well, I'm doing electronics engineering, so you can have an idea how demand it is my course.
Yeah, the answer of engineering.
Yeah, it's really demanding. But I juggle business with school. It's not really my first time. Really, I was working. I'm still working actually. I do a part-time real estate.
Okay.
So yeah. So and there was a semester which I could not resist due to finance.
Wow.
So that's when I ventured into real estate. And that gave me a platform to network as well and get used to the work environment, and also how to spend my time to do other things. And then when I got back to school, it was a matter of get used to school routine again and juggle with work a little bit. So then I struck the balance that, you know, okay, I will do this much hours for school, this much hours for work. But what makes things easy for me is the fact, number one, which is important in every business, is we are a team in Fruity. We are a team and we delegate things, you know. I'm blessed to have, I think, one of the best team. We are about 6, and each one of us know clearly our responsibilities, and we make sure that we deliver things before actually time, so due time. So that it makes things simple, because I don't have to do everything. You see, as much as my business, I don't get to do everything. I don't have to go, for example, I don't have to go buy the stock. You know, there's someone who does it. I don't have to go and make the juice actually. There's someone who do it. So each one really focus on what's their role. Though we understand each one departments, we can replace them if need be, but we're able to actually just do what we're supposed to. But most difficult is, I think, when you have to write, and also to get even the lecturers to understand that no, I didn't come because of this and that. But like I usually say, it all goes down to patience. I mean, if you love it, you're going to find time.
Yeah.
If you are passionate about what drives you, that's very important. What drives you, it gives you means and ways to find time to really do and establish. For example, me myself, I'm doing engineering, but I always say, I want to work so hard that I never want to use my CV to apply to anyway.
Okay.
I don't want to use my CV.
Yeah.
That's the reason that I believe that education goes hand in hand with entrepreneurship.
That's true.
So as much as when I get my degree, I want to do something that creates also employment. You see, and the only way to do that is if I do what I love. And I'm doing what I love right now. I'm doing fruity. This is what I love, and that's what I believe that I call for. You know, doing something that I love. And when you do something that you love, you find a way. No matter how difficult this can be, you find a way of juggle the two. Yes.
Okay, for me, I'd say the first things first is that everything has to work on like a certain base, right? What I mean about that is that one important thing that one entrepreneur told me, like the time I was having a difficult balance between school and work, is that you manage your activities around time, right? That's the first most important, knowing that first you need to go to work. Once work is done, now that's when you could go into school, right? I was lucky that me and my business partner did the same course, so it was easy for us to shift. One goes to work, the other one goes to class, and then after that we do a bit of sharing, and everyone is educated at the same day, and they also know like what has been happening with like the running of the business. And also to add on what he was saying is that you do need a team. I mean, there's just a lot of responsibilities and a lot of tasks that need to be done at certain times, and one thing that is that you need a team, but not just any team. You need people that have patience. You need people that also are driven by passion. Because I believe if someone is driven by passion, I mean, there's nothing that's really going to stop their way, because it's what they want to do, and what they want to do makes them happy. And from there, you just know that the quality of your product is going to be 100%. Nothing is going to be compromised. So for me, what I did is that I managed my activities around my time. I kind of like found the balance between school and work, because work was mostly during the day, and then school was right after when work was done. Obviously, when there were exams or tests, I had one of our team members to fill the spot and make sure that the business is running and everything is smooth. So I feel as if the question to this is that just look at your time and just see how you can get the most out of it, and that's all up to discipline, because discipline is very difficult, but as soon as you get it, I'm telling you, you can get 100s for your test, even though you still run a business.
Can I add on the team situation? With me, it's very difficult. Like I said, I started alone, and I had, I think 2 years later, I had someone whereby they're from my hood. So I actually wanted her to distribute things for me, you know. But it was difficult for me because I have to pay for transport, you know. And I also have to check how it's going to, I have to make sure that it gets to that specific person, you know, I have to check on that. But at the same time, I'm still here, you understand? So me building a team, I saw it's very important. Like, I really need a loyal team. That's why I haven't built a team right now, you know, because I need a very loyal team, a committed team, and they also have to be passionate about what they do and very patient, you know. But with with having a team in your business is very important because you can't do everything alone. Understand? And I have been doing everything alone, but I've had my partner to help me as well there and there. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start having a team now.
I just wanted to add on the issue of time. I think it's important to differentiate what is important, what is urgent. You see, there are things that are important but not urgent. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, for example,
yeah, that's true.
let's say you have an assignment, right? It's due tomorrow. That's urgent, right? That's urgent. You need to do it now.
Yeah.
But if you have, let's say you have a presentation in a month time, it's important but not urgent.
Yeah.
It's not now. You won't die if you don't do it.
No.
So it means that you need to separate what's urgent, what's important. Otherwise, you find yourself doing what's important but not what's urgent. You see, so as a student and entrepreneur at the same time, you just need to know, okay, this is important but not urgent. So not urgent, so I can put it aside. This is urgent and it's important. You know, and there are things also that are urgent but are not important. Like for example, let's say you wake up and the first thing you want to do is texting someone. It's not important. It might be important, but it's not urgent. You know?
Gentlemen, let me pick your brains a little bit now. I heard Mr. Chaser speaking about time, speaking about yours, the vision further than today. Now we look at South Africa's downfalling economy, and we look at how Tito Mboweni was like, this small businesses are the salvation point. From where you are today, realistically speaking, not optimistically, but realistically speaking, what impact do you believe your brand would have on the economy in 5 years with your current growth that you are feeling and seeing right now? Not 10, but 5, short-term span.
Yeah, five is a bit small, but okay, let's see. You know, as a clothing brand, you know, I'd like to, well, within 5 years, at least, I'd like to have people, young kids that don't have clothes, you know, to wear them, you know, and we need support for that, for that, you understand? And I believe everyone else will also need support for their businesses. But the impact that I think we might have in the economy, like I said, it's 5 years is very small with the economy that's going on in our country. 5 years is very small. So I believe that the little that we can do is actually get a lot of funding, you know, and have a lot of support as well from people, from your customers and everything like that. But for me now, the impact is very, very short for me. 5 years, I think.
Wow, 5 years. I remember when we had a meeting with the rest of the team. We set a very it's not unrealistic, but it was an ambitious goal. So it was like, okay, how long will it take us to be in 27 universities? Then I said 5 years. Then it's like, okay, 5 years. 5 years, you think we're going to be in 27 universities? Yes. Well, and business, what I believe it's about ambition. And I'm not saying that it won't happen or it's not possible to happen in 5 years. It's very much realistic to be in 5 years. We want to be in 27 universities of Africa. That's what. That's number one. Number two, it's to contribute on alleviation of poverty and also unemployment rate. Like now, South Africa is just they've reached out the highest rate ever, 29% in 11 years. It never happened before. 29% on unemployment rate. That's just very high. So we come in 5 years' time with number one, with the aim to be in 27 universities. Number two, to give opportunity to students, especially because that's part of what Fruity also was formed, is to give first work opportunity to students who have no experience. As our work class, work staff are primarily students. because we want to give that to students. When you go to your workplace, to out there, at least you have an experience that I've worked for Fruity. I know plus minus how to lead team and how to do this and that. So our realistic goals are very simple: 27 universities in 5 years' time, and create employment to especially students. Yeah, and of course contribute on alleviation of unemployment and poverty in South Africa.
For what I have to say is simply most of them are the same as his, but what's different about us and the twist to it is that when you look at employment, right, I feel as if as a business there's only so much that you can do, in a sense that your business is going to take a limited number of employees, like at a limited time to in a limited environment. And yes, we do want to be fully established in all the universities around South Africa, firstly, before we could franchise outside, because we believe universities, that's where a lot of talent lies, right? So what we want to do in the next 5 years, since employment is not going to be enough, is that we want to create our own society. What do I mean by society? So basically what I mean about that, earlier on I was saying that we want to give equal opportunities to students that have talent, right? Yeah. So when I talk about society now, I'm talking about us being fully established in every university in South Africa, and also having our own TV program, right? That's distinct to the university. Now that's going to be run by the students, because with us, Coffee Cider, we live by a code whereby we say Coffee Cider is for the students, by the students, meaning that each and every coffee cider that's going to be in different universities is going to have its own distinct culture. So having a TV show or a channel that's strictly for the students is going to be run by the students, meaning it's going to support a lot of activities whereby talents could be showcased, like say maybe your fashion. Have a fashion show whereby students come, they display, whereby it's going to be under the Coffee Cider name. We're talking about sports. Maybe one day we could get connected to Chiefs, and they could come scouts for potential players, your rugby, your tennis. I mean, your drawing. I mean, why do we need to go to private companies outside who are going to design our posters and flyers if we could get our own students who could do it for us? Yet at the same time, yes, it's pushing our brand forward, but it also showcases the talent that they have. I mean, they could use that as reference to start their own thing, because at the end of the day, we don't want to keep people within our structure. We want them to come, they learn, they also they go implement on their own. And that's how we're going to build the economy.
Can I just add on that? Based on what you guys are talking about, and like you said, having TV channels, and I think I think that's very good, because you're also creating employment at the same time. Since like I said, like you said as well, you have ambitions, and for me, it's a thing of the brand having to see for the next 5 to 10 years, like, okay, I want my brand to be in every province, and where else everyone should know what the Chaser is, or where the Chaser brand, at the same time, hence I like the idea of you having channels in every, and having the coffee cider in every university, and the juice in every university, which is very good. I'd also like to have teams from every university in South Africa. Where else? I think that's how we're gonna grow, and how people will know our brand as well.
Now, listening to all you guys, we have Fruity who's telling us about 27 universities, and we have Coffee Cider telling us about how they plan to make it more commercialized, make it easier to access. We have the Chaser telling us how difficult it is for him at this very point. As Tidombaweni is saying all these things about small business being the salvation, did he at any point make it easier for you guys to get funding to achieve these goals that you guys set out for yourselves?
start.
Yeah, I don't really use them. Yeah. When it comes to funding, it's a headache on its own.
Difficult.
Yeah, it's a headache. I think we can all relate here.
Yeah.
The responses are going to be similar.
Yeah. There are a couple of opportunities that you can get, but all of them come with a trick. Number one, investor, they don't put money where there's no profit.
Yeah.
Most of them, they will not invest on startup like let's say 0. No, usually they want to invest on business that are already making something, no matter how small your profit it is.
Yeah.
But they want to see something. Number two, they want to see, have you invested yourself? If you believe so much in your idea, how much have you put?
Yeah.
How much have you put yourself from your own money? How much have you put? Yeah. With that being said, there are opportunities. There's one which is called it's EDHE, stands for Entrepreneurship Development Higher Education. This is one of them. This is what the government has started now. They want to introduce the concept that it's possible to have entrepreneurs that are educated and build business. Because when it comes to business, most important is sustainability of it. As much as that belief that entrepreneur must be someone who drop out, they want to erase it, because that's not true. It's not. We don't have all of us to drop out to be an entrepreneur. You see, yes. So with that, the government came with that strategy. Also, we have GP. It helps for that one. Helps for small business. It provides grants for small business up to 9,000, and also can give you at least a startup market if you want to market kit, and they can assist you in that. So the government have those are the two that are, and then we have SEED, of course. It's one of the biggest one that we have. Yes, but it's not easy to really start. But most important is that you need to start somewhere and start small, but thinking big. Yes.
Well, with funding, obviously I've started out with funding myself, and I think after a year or so, I had someone who actually wanted to fund me, and that person was testing me actually. But at that time, like I said, 2017, I faced a lot of challenges. So I wasn't really there. So I started losing connections to my brand, even wanted to quit school and stuff like that. So it was like, okay, looks like you're not serious. And that person moved away from me. But that person had so much belief in me. And that's when I realized that, okay, since there's someone that really believes in me like this, I can have someone else that could actually believe in me the way he did. You understand? And now I've started actually trying to find funding for my brand, whether it's private and through CETA. I've actually tried CETA, but then these things, since we don't have time, I have to go to them, you understand? And at the same time, they want to see profit, like you said. Yeah. Whether it's small or big, they want to see something. They do want to see something, which is, sometimes it becomes a challenge whereby I don't usually use receipts, so they see that, okay, like you don't have anything that you could show us, you understand? So that way it was difficult for me to actually get funding, but I'm funding myself.
Okay, most of the people that usually give you grants, as the man mentioned next door, yeah, it's one of those. And also, did you mention NYDA too? NYDA too. It's also from the government too. They also do fund ideas, saying maybe you had an idea. I think there are certain packages that you could opt for. The first one, I think, it's when you're in the idea stage, no business, no knowledge at all. They help you with that, the registration and so on. And then the second package is if your business is operational, and then that's when they look at scaling your operations and making your business grow. So basically, I think there are opportunities in terms of like the government that would allow small businesses like ours to grow. But the problem is, the one and only problem is information. Yeah. Information, in a sense that a lot of people don't don't know about such. I mean, there are platforms, they are there, but they're not as effective as they should be, because a lot of our people, especially the youth, we are very ignorant about such things. So I feel as if maybe they try to expand their platforms, and I mean, maybe going out to the universities and giving out some information and lectures, that would be really appreciated. But yeah, they also fund people that have something solid, unlike you have ideas, because it's an idea, it's not in motion. So you need to start somewhere. Once they see the commitment that you have, at least that's when they start meeting you halfway. But I think they just need to provide platforms that would let the youth know that they are there to support us.
I want to ask you guys a quick yes or no question. Is it easily accessible?
Is it?
Is it easily accessible, yes or no?
Yes.
It is, but I believe that, for example, VUT would have done more. When I bring it home, I would say that we need to do more here. For example, most of us don't know about these platforms, so we need to do more.
Yes.
After hearing about these three various businesses and what they are, how they broke out in the market and juggling these things, having more than one, having more than one responsibility, having social responsibilities as well. Talking to us about the economy and your goals, I want to find out what advice would you guys give somebody right now who wants to start a business and be an entrepreneur or follow in your footsteps, even if it's not elongated advice.
Okay. First of all, they have to believe in what they do. They have to love it. You have to be very passionate about it, and I think you have to be patient a lot. I think that's more important than the other ones that I've spoken about. Yeah.
Well, I will start by a quote that I saw recently. It says that no one is really, okay, you're not scared to start your dreams. You're actually embarrassed to be seen starting small. That's just most of us. We want to do entrepreneurship, but we are scared to be seen, embarrassed actually, to be seen starting small. So my advice right there is, number one, don't be embarrassed to start small. It's okay to start small, but thinking big. Start small and thinking big. Number two, with that, what he said, loving it, be patient and all that, most important, do your homework. Do surveys. Do surveys, find out what their competitors, find out what they do, what could you offer that would be different and set you apart. And last one would be, like you were saying, be patient. It will come to reality, but you need to be patient. Yes, that's just what I would advise.
For me, it's basically they just covered everything that I wanted to say. But one thing that I will say that is for sure and is very important is sacrifice. That's all. For you to get ahead, you need to sacrifice. But just don't sacrifice for anything. You first need to have the vision, which is the dream. And then you need to have the effort, which is the work behind it. And lastly comes the patience. So it's the vision, the effort, and then you wait, you become patient. But all along in the chain, what flows up and what flows down is sacrifice. That's it.
Okay guys, look, I'm going to give you guys a quick minute. Is there anything you want to say that you feel like you didn't get to say in regards to this matter?
Okay, for me, all I want to say is that I know that there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there. Probably if you're watching this, you also go through a million ideas in your head, and sometimes, most of the time, the excuse that you have is that you don't have the capital to start. Well then, if I could tell you something about our business is that now we located inside VUT, we have a shop inside cafeteria. I also started making these drinks inside my room. So if I could start from my room and after 3 years end up inside a cafeteria and also have a shop outside, that means I did sacrifice for it. And yes, for sure, I was patient. So that idea that you sleep on, that idea that you dream about, because surely you do say, you see it every day, you think about it every day, but you're scared. Don't complain about money. Start with the resources that you have today. Even that R1 that you have is enough to make a big difference towards your goals.
Well, with an idea that was simply a BTech project, we took into reality, and day by day, we make it a reality, that it's possible to do it. I mean, it all started with a simple step. Like people say, Rome was not built, overnight. It takes years, it takes time. Just like the brands like Coca-Cola and so on, they took years to be established. But now look at them, how big they are. 150 years, how established they are. So it's all about how much you want it, how badly do you want it, and idea without implementation is just an idea. If you don't act upon it, there's someone out there acting on your idea. Yes, so just start.
What I want to say is support. We need more support. I guess everybody needs support, and everyone wants to go big. Understand? So with your guys' support, I believe we can go big, and the businesses that are out there that also are facing our challenges and whatnot, I hope we get big and we push our vision. You can also catch us on Facebook, it's the Chaser brand, and on Instagram it's the _Chaser brand, and then you can also contact us on WhatsApp 079 443 6647. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys for coming.